So the big question is this: how do investors like us who don't have a PhD in finance or millions to start investing, how do we grow our bank accounts to build real savings and retirements and yet still have the time to do what we really love? That is the question, and this podcast will give you the answer. 5 reasons why you need to stop learning, start doing the exact principles and fundamentals behind education versus application. This is the video. All right, guys? Let me tell you a story, okay? Long time ago, I used to work at Subway. If you guys have been around me for a while, you know that big Subway guy, right? I learned tons of something very important called social skills. How I learned social skills? I was in front of about 100, 200 people every single day, serving sandwiches, making conversation. There's like 2 people there, right? You got this huge sandwich line, and I'm going from, meats to veggies, cheeses, stuff like that. Like, you've got to help these guys out and become their friends. You got to connect with them. What's that mean? It means you need to understand how to talk to people, how to keep them engaged, and how to have fun with them along the way, so you're not just sitting here saying, oh, I'm sandwich guy. No, right? You want to connect with them. You want to share things with them, all right? I was there for about a year. Freaking amazing. One of the best years of my life. Why? Because I started to understand people, started to get in front of people, started to change my paradigm when it came to growth, came to success, came to development. It was all because I was able to connect with people, okay? It was amazing experience. What happened? After a couple of months, half a year, people started quitting, people started leaving, all right? This guy, gone. This guy, gone. It was me and like one other person. That one other person, gone. Just me, working doubles on weekends. Freaking tough stuff, all right? I'm not learning anything anymore. I'm just on the grind. I'm just pushing. Now, this is okay if it's in alignment with your overarching long-term goals, but the principle and foundation of the number one reason you need to stop learning is because it's not in alignment with your goals, and it's not yielding a great enough return, all right? Please understand that while I was developing these social skills at the beginning, right, I was developing a massive amount of social skills every single month. It was just great, all right? Huge. And over time, that starts to decrease. So the next month it's less, the next month it's less, the next month it's less. And then I got to the point where I was learning a lot less every single day. And it was very incremental, right? It went straight down, all right? And now I'm learning very little. I'm getting paid minimum wage to manage and work doubles alone. And that's kind of a lot, And I start to realize, do I really want to work for someone for the rest of my life? Is this really where I feel the alignment in my life and the passion of my actions? The answer, of course, was no. So look at it and say, look, is this in alignment with what I want to do? No. Is this giving me enough return in marketable skills that I'm learning? No. What's that mean? Turn in my 2-week notice. But you don't just quit, right? So I had a plan. So what did I do? I stopped learning Subway. I started learning stock. So that's number 2. That's secret 2, right? You got to take what you've done, and after you've crushed it with it, and you're going to move on to something else, stop learning that and start learning something new. So what did I do? Started learning for 4, 5, 6 months, right? All I did, at the beginning it was tough. I was learning very little. Then I started to learn more. 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 And this is all months and months of research on asset management. Basically stocks, right? This is stocks, okay? Stocks. Assets. Creating wealth. Personal finance. Investing. You guys can't even see this. You know why? Because it's off the charts. That's why. It's so powerful. It's changed everything in my life. But here's the kicker, okay? I was learning stocks here, learning stocks. But what did I do? Did I just keep learning forever and ever? Of course not, right? Of course not. You're going to keep learning as you do things, but you don't just research textbooks, histograms. I was looking at thousands of pages of information. It was so much, it was hours and hours a day for months at a time. But then after I got to a certain point, I got up here and I said, look, I got to stop. I got to stop thinking, stop researching, stop learning, and start taking action, start implementing, start trading. What did that mean? Well, it mean I took all this, I said, look, this is me, awesome, erase it all, get rid of it, all right? Now, instead of having this big chart, I know that everything here is in my mind, stock mind, right? And so I take this, and and I apply it, right? So here's, me, right? And what you do is you take what you've learned and you start to do it. So for me, this meant my first couple of investments, then losing those investments, then taking that knowledge and learning and mastering the underlying technical indicators, and then taking those swing trades and applying them to 9 to noon trading by having active portfolio management, starting to trade every single day in a very, very powerful environment. And once I started doing that, guys, I made more in 2 weeks than I made the last year at Subway. So that's the power of withdrawing on your knowledge as soon as you stop learning. Because this doesn't happen. This trading doesn't start. This action doesn't start until you make a conscious decision to stop learning and start doing. This is actually a very, very powerful principle. And it goes into the next one, but I want to do it really, really quickly. I'm going to give you guys a little bit of a special bonus. I know I said 5, but I just want to squeeze this one in for you because it's very, very, very powerful. Think about a hockey stick, okay? Now, at the beginning, hockey stick, very, very slender. I used to play hockey all the time. I loved it. It's so much fun. And then the hockey stick obviously goes up, right, to the guy so that he can hold it and flip it around. Now, at the beginning, you're on your journey, you're on your path, and you might be learning and learning and learning, but your learning's not doing anything. You're just getting knowledge, and knowledge alone is not worth anything. You need to turn that knowledge into power by transforming it into action and wisdom, okay? So at the beginning, you're learning, and then the instant that you stop learning and you start applying, that's when you have massive results. That's when you take massive growth, massive action, massive success, all stemmed from your ability to stop learning, start doing, okay? Now remember, you still have to have the initiative at the beginning to start learning, but you need to stop afterwards and just freaking do it because you're prepared. You've got in front of so many people. If you've researched anything for a solid amount of time, you're probably smarter than 95% of people in that field, okay? So apply it, right? All right, cool. So secret number 3. So a really, really powerful thing with learning is the question of your belief, right? And so what I want you to do is stop learning and start believing, okay? When I was writing 9 to noon, I was looking at publishing, I was looking at distribution, and I was like, well, how am I gonna do this, right? And I swear, I looked at myself and I said, look, dude, I can't worry about this. I'm worried about writing a manuscript here. I want to deliver value into the marketplace before asking for anything in return. And so because of that, I took all those worries, all those fears, every single limiting doubt, belief that I said, look, I really need to learn about how to publish a book. I really need to learn about how to get a title, a cover, design, editing, publishing, the actual print, getting the manuscript done. I said, I'm going to take all those worries, all those beliefs, everything that I think I need to learn, and I'm just going to put it over here, and I'm not going to worry about it. When I was writing 9 to noon, I spent 1 day learning about the difference between traditional publishing and print on demand. 1 day. I saw this giant machine, and I'll link the video below because it is super, super, super cool. And it's like this big machine, and all it does is print out books, and it's so cool. It's amazing. Amazon owns the company. It's awesome. It just prints out books all day. I looked at that. I said, this is possible. This is happening. I have belief. I've learned enough about the subject matter in 12 hours, and I now have total and complete conviction and belief that this manuscript that I was about 100 pages into will turn into a reality, will succeed, will become the future I desire for it. All right? I don't need to call up publishers. Just self-publish is freaking insane, guys. Print on demand is amazing. Great technology. What did I do? I learned about it very quickly, and I turned that learning into belief. And as soon as the learning was belief, as soon as I knew with wholehearted consent and understanding that this would happen, I believed in it, I stopped learning, and started taking action, and obviously wrote the book, right? So, very, very powerful concept. So, let's go on to number 4, okay? Now, this one is actually something I don't think I've talked on here yet, so you guys are getting a little bit of a special bonus if you're staying this long into the video, which is super impressive. Good job on you, right? Long time ago, I love music, right? Music, it changed my life. It boosts me up, trading, working, whatever I'm doing. I just made a video about how to use music to leverage your output. Music's amazing. I love it. when I started to get into music, I had this limiting kind of employee mentality of like, I have to do everything by myself, right? And I can't leverage other people, I can't work with other people. And so because of that, I said, well, if I have to work with everybody else, I guess I should make my own music because I can't just do what other people are doing, right? So I started learning and learning and learning. Oh my gosh. Learning and learning and learning about how to make music, what people were doing to make music, and how to grow and succeed with EDM, so synth wave, and generating music with keyboards. And I went out and I got like all the coolest music packages, boxes, software. I got MIDI keyboards. I mean, this was like basically like my Christmas, my birthday, like everything I had. I think an aspect of it was for fun, but it was like I want to create music, right? And my parents had a keyboard just lying around. It was crazy. And then I spent hours, days, months trying to make my own music. When what I was making, it was great. It was super fun. It was awesome. But it wasn't anywhere near the professional level I enjoyed listening to. And as soon as I realized that, something really interesting happened, because there's a difference between learning to learn and learning to find something you're passionate about. So for me, it took a long time to figure out that stocks are what I really love and what I just absolutely adore. The realization, the epiphany in my head that I could seriously trade stocks every single day for the rest of my life and be insanely happy with it, it only came 8 months after I started to trade. And so because of that, it's a little bit difficult to find what you're really, really passionate about. And you got to try things, right? Music wasn't the first thing I tried to be passionate about. I was gaming for years. Top 500, North America. I mean, I was crushing it. But was it really my passion? Was that really where I wanted to grow towards? No, right? Just fell away from it. It was trends. It was gambles. It was just not worth it. But what was actually kind of interesting, little sidebar here, then we'll go back to this. In Team Fortress game I used to play, loved it, crushed it. It was amazing. They actually had like markets in it, so you could trade like assets. They had like keys and metals, and like it was like a stock exchange basically in a video game. That was like when I was 12, 13, 14. That was really, really, really fun. That was what I loved to do in the game. I play the game for sure, but it was mostly trading those asset markets. And now I've kind of seen that turn into a real reality now. So cool stuff there. You learn a little bit about yourself along the way. But at a certain point, I had to say to myself, dude, I got to stop playing video games and specialize in something that I care about and I'm passionate about. Take this seriously. My dad left. I was the man of the house. I had to make shit work. So that's exactly what I did. And so I stopped learning about games, I stopped doing the stuff that wasn't creating results in my life. I started working towards specializing in aspects and fields that I knew I could be passionate about and could crush it with. That's how I got into stocks, and that's how we're here today. It's changed my life. It's all about taking yourself so seriously that it'll happen, it's reality. And with music like this, I haven't touched these instruments in years. I'll probably sell them soon enough. Because that's just not my A game. And it's super, super cool, but I'm not, as good at it as the people that are spending 12 hours a day every single day doing it. And I have so much enjoyment listening to their music. So it just makes sense to leverage that, right? And use other people. Because you understand, people work their butts off to produce the best product possible. And you don't need to learn everything to get that done. You can just leverage them, okay? Sound cool? Last thing here is tied into what I just said. I kind of leaked into it a little bit. And it was this idea of finding your passion, okay? And what I want to do to explain this a little bit more, because we just walked through it a little bit, is talk about an example. So the camera I'm recording on right now, it's a Canon, 80D, whatever. It's a Canon camera, okay? I'm not going to be a photographer. I love it. Taking photos, super fun. Is it the best use of my time? No. Just not, okay? If it is, that's awesome. That's your thing, right? You've got to find your passion. And a lot of times, the best way to find your passion is to go through many, many, many things quickly. So this thing. This could be music. This could be gaming. Oh gosh, gaming, right? This could be photography. This could be trading. This could be writing. This is probably kind of like my story I went through a little bit. I hate writing. but I love personal finance and investing. So I kind of just make it work. And that's the process I've gone through for the book, the process I'm going through right now for a lot of content I'm putting out. This stuff's kind of fun, but there's a whole lot of work on the back end of it. So it's about creating systems and processes that let it happen. But here's the cool thing, okay? When I published 9 to Noon, I realized that, or like a little bit before I published it, it was like after I finished writing it, okay? I realized that it was gonna have to get a cover. I was needed a cover photo, and at the time I didn't realize that like I could just hire someone to make a cover photo and design it. So what I did was like I go hard, right? I go all in on when I can, every single thing I can do. And so because of that, I got a camera. I got this camera, and then I got one book on how to use this camera. I read that book in a day. I picked up the camera, I went downtown, and I spent 12 hours taking photos in a rainy day. People looked at me like, who's this idiot taking pictures in the rain? Funniest part was the picture I used for the title of 9 to Noon. I got it on hour 2, and I was still out there for like 4 hours. But you just don't know, right? You just don't know. I took thousands and thousands of pictures to get that one cover photo. And I'm so proud of it because of that. It is insane. I'm so happy and grateful and thankful for that image. But that image came. Why did that image come? It came because I literally had 1 weekend to get a cover photo before publish date. So like I was in a crunch, dude. I was going hard. What did I do? I took photography, cameras, and I took learning. I read one book. I stopped learning. I did it. I had the result I needed. And it's just grown since then. I made tons of videos and gotten better and better and better over time, all because I found my passion. My passion stocks. I didn't focus on learning every single thing about photography. What did I do? I read one book. I read the bare minimum, the 20% that's going to give me the 80% of the results. And because of that, I mean, you guys look at the cover. I think that thing looks freaking stunning. I'm so hyped with it. You know, that all came from and then I, learned how to design it in about 8 hours. I figured out how to use InDesign and then turned that picture into a real cover. Probably should have outsourced that. I didn't know I could. And I'm very proud of the work that came from it because that book is literally like my whole life. And I'm so proud to be able to say that I put every single piece of it together. Just insane. Oh my God. So please, guys, take this. Crush it with it, all right? Find what you're passionate about and stop learning, start doing, okay? Get that bare minimum because you learn so much more. I learned so much more trading stocks than I ever did reading about them. Just straight facts, okay? Just straight facts. Not a single article, blog, video, paper, website, nothing I ever read even came close to letting me know, for example, the importance of capital liquidity and illiquidity in asset markets. All right? The idea that, holy crap, you are going to get in this position if there's not enough liquidity, there's not enough buyers. You're not going to be able to get out of this position if there's not enough sellers. No one talks about that until you start to do it and you start to see it visually. It all comes down to stop learning, start doing. So please, go out there, guys. Take this, apply it, crush it. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you so much. Subscribe, leave me a comment. I feel so barren. There's no comments on any of these videos. So help me out here, would you? If you got value from this, I really appreciate it, guys. Thank you so much. And I'll see you in the next one. Thank you.
Want more stock market secrets? If so, go get your free copy of my best-selling book, 9 to Noon. You can get your free copy plus $11,176 of unannounced bonuses it took me years to uncover completely for free at 9tonoonsecrets.com. Inside 9 to Noon, you'll find the top 38 secrets you can use to double your portfolio every 2 years and make upwards of 10% per trade daily.